And we're going to introduce our song for today. And I do know that many of you watching will all be familiar with this song already, because it's a song that many people learn when they start to learn how to sing. If you ever go and have a singing lesson with a professional, they may teach you this song, because it's a very, very pretty, relatively simple song. It is on the associated board syllabus. It's around about grade 4 or 5, I believe. And it's lovely. So let's bring it up on screen. If I press my magic button here, what we should see is a picture of dear Schubert there, and you can see the words here in German and a translation which I asked ChatGPT to do for me, and I think it's pretty good. It's certainly better than an awful lot of the translations I found online. And it is, as you can see, if you read the words, it is a hymn of love and praise and thanks to the art of music itself. Quite often songs, particularly Lied, are songs of love, they're songs of yearning, and they're aimed at a particular person. If we think about that amazing song that Beethoven wrote, Gegenliebe, which is called basically Unrequited Love, which is the one that then became ultimately Ode to Joy. That was sort of yearning over a forlorn lover. In this case, though, as you can see, you dear art, in how many grey hours when life's wild circle ensnared me, have you kindled my heart to warm love, have you transported me to a better world. Often as a sigh escaping from your harp, a sweet holy chord from you opened up the heaven of better times to me. You dear art, I thank you for it. I mean, how many of us, in fact all of us, I think it's fair to say, know what that feels like. Music will transport us, no matter how we're feeling. Music can transport us to somewhere better. And what better thing to sing a praise to than the art of music? Now, Schubert, of course, was an amazing composer in so many ways. Really not very famous during his lifetime, apart from composing songs like this for Lieder. And, of course, the very famous song Gretchen at the Spinning Reel, Gretchen am Spinnrade. And these songs were published when he was still relatively young, and he was on the verge of becoming famous when he very tragically died in his early 30s. He caught syphilis after an unfortunate encounter, and he took quite a while, I'm afraid, to succumb to it. So even though he was only in his early 30s, there's very clearly a late period of Schubert's life where he was writing very dark music, full of foreboding, full of power, full of emotion. I actually rate Schubert up there with Mozart, with Beethoven, with Bach, as really one of the all-time great composers. And as always, if only he'd lived another 10 years. What would we have? But now, in terms of the German pronunciation, du holder Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden, wo mich des Lebens wilder Kreis umstrickt, hast du mein Herz zur warmen Lieb entsunden, hast mich in einer besseren Welt entrückt. Second verse, oft hat ein Seufzer deiner Harf entflossen, ein süßer heiliger Akkord von dir, den Himmel bessere Zeiten mir erschlossen, du holde Kunst, ich danke dir dafür. Now, if the words are tricky, there are pronunciation guides, of course, available. And just do your best when it comes to this. I just know Schubert, wherever he is just delighted that we here in our online choir are singing this. So now I'm going to click this button here, and we're going to see the opening of this. And this is now the start of the soprano rehearsal, though I would encourage everyone to please sing along. Use this as sight reading practice if you wish. We're going to learn the music for the first verse because the second verse is identical, and then we'll have a playthrough. So there's a beautiful piano introduction. The bass line for this is just so important. It leads the music. And so, 2, 3. Okay, and so the tune goes, Du holde Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden. Keep it lovely, keep it fluid, keep it flowing. There's nothing angular, there's nothing aggressive in this. It is a love song after all. Let's sing that together. In fact, just listen to it. 2, 3. And we're aiming for that doorbell sound at the end. Okay, so Du holde Kunst after 1, 3, 4, 1. Du holde Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden. Off nice and cleanly at the end of Stunden. You let that chord land, and then you sing at the second beat of the next bar, which is bar 7. Wo mich des Lebens will der Kreis umstrickt. Listen to that again. Notice the full-length note at the end of umstrickt to the end of bar 9. Wo mich after 1 and 1. Wo mich des Lebens will der Kreis umstrickt. Excellent. Now we soar up to the upper register and then into the mid register. Hast du mein Herz zu warmen Lieben zunden? Isn't that just a beautiful line? So have a listen to it. This is bar 11 and it's 1. And really enjoy that A flat to G in bar 14. Lean on it. Hast du mein Herz? After 1, 3, 4, 1. Hast du mein Herz so warmen Lieben zunden? Then a quick breath, but a deep one. So this is the climax of the piece. This is the big moment. So you need that big breath in bar 14 to sing. Hast mich in einer bessere Welt entrückt. Okay, really leaning on that F to E flat. Listen to it again from Hast mich, and 2, 3. Okay, let's do that again. Let's sing Hast mich here in bar 14. 1, 2, 3. Hast mich in einer bessere Welt entrückt. And then in einer bessere Welt entrückt. Listen to that again. With me, and in einer bessere Welt entrückt. And drückt at the end is 1, 2, off. Okay. What I'd like to do, Sops, is to sing from the top all the way through that first verse. You're then going to get to sing along as I look at the alto, tenor, bass parts, and then we'll enjoy the whole thing at the end. We're just going to sing verse 1 for now, so let's take it from the top. Here we go. Nice deep breath, you'll notice there, and 1, 2, 3. And 1. And off, deep breath, and 1. Straight through. We're just going to let this bit play because it's sublime. Good. Okay, so that leads us to the second verse, which is almost exactly identical. I'll talk to everyone once we've learnt the music for the first verse about how to approach the second verse, because there's one bit that's different, but that is for everyone. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's have a look at the alto line here. And of course, everything underneath the tune has been added by Paul Stetsenka, who is an arranger who's posted this for free on CPDL. So huge thanks to him for doing that. And it's a really, really nice arrangement. That being said, it is in support of the melody, so just bear that in mind, please, everyone. So you have the same intro, of course. Now, that's your note here, altos, as we sing 1. Du holde Kunst, in wie viel Grauen Listen to that. 2, 3. Let's sing that together, shall we? From the first note here, Du holder Kunst, altos, deep breath. 3, 4, 1. Du holder Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden. Short note on den, then carrying on the E flat, so it is wo mich des Lebens wilde Kreis umstrickt. Listen to that for me. Full length note on strikt. At the end, it's 2 beats coming off on the bar line. Wo mich, with me please. And 1. Wo mich des Lebens wilde Kreis umstrickt. Now, we rise from this sort of low to mid register, up now, fully into the middle. And then there's a bit of split. Let's have a look at Hast du mein Herz first. So it is, Hast du mein Herz. Listen to it. It's a very expressive leap down of that semitone, so make sure that's nice and clean. Hast du mein Herz, please. After 1 and 1. Hast du mein Herz. Now then, we've got a split. So alto 1 sings zu warmen Lebenswunden. Listen again. With me. And zu warmen Lebenswunden. Make it absolutely beautiful. You can hear where the notes change there and there. Those 2 notes on the strong beats of the bar are particularly important. Okay, so let's just sing that phrase as alto 1, Hast du mein Herz, in bar 11. After 1, 3, 4, 1. Hast du mein Herz, zu warmen Lebenswunden. Very nice. Now, alto 2 is almost identical. But instead of going up at zu, you go down. Zu warmen Lebenswunden. Let's sing that together, please. Altos, 2, 3. Zu warmen Lebenswunden. Very nice. Let's sing that whole phrase then from Hast du as alto 2. After 1, 3, 4, 1. Hast du mein Herz, zu warmen Lebenswunden. Carrying on now. Hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt. It's a really nice line, particularly in the context of the harmony. Listen to it again from Hast mich. This is the upbeat to bar 15. 1, 2, 3. Now, what you would probably expect in a commercial score is in bar 16, you'd expect a G natural, just as a courtesy. That is not there, although it's definitely a natural there. So G flat to G natural in bar 16. Let's sing that together. Hast mich in eine altos. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt. And then in eine bessere Welt entrückt. And again, G flat to G natural. It's not written in, but because musically speaking, it doesn't technically have to be there. The note on besser is a G natural. So listen to that again. 2, 3. In eine bessere Welt entrückt. There we go. So let us sing that together. In eine bessere. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. In eine bessere Welt entrückt. It's just gorgeous. Before we sing the whole thing through, I'm just going to have a little geek out with all of you about the middle section, which is just an exceptional bit of composition. But let's sing it through. The first verse with the alto part a bit louder. Now we're going to have both first and second playing at the same time. It's up to you which part you want to take. You can, of course, always rewind it and sing alto 2 when that part splits, but let's take it from the top, and this is the alto sing through of verse 1. Here we go. And 1. Just gonna let it play. It's so pretty. That's the chord. More on that in a minute. Okay, fabulous. So how's everyone doing in the live chat? Let's see. People are saying good. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to go back to the beginning and we're going to have a look now at the tenor part. The tenor part is very, very straightforward. It also gets very, very nice at the end, but to begin with, relatively straightforward. So if you're finding these other parts tricky, you might want to sing the tenor part, whichever octave suits you. Now, of course, it goes, it has the same introduction. Why would it not? This lovely... Now, tenors, you start here. So it is 1. Du holder Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden. Really quite simple line. Let's sing that together. Du holder Kunst after 1, 3, 4, 1. Du holder Kunst, in wie viel grauen Stunden. Excellent. From the same note. Wo mich des Lebens wilde Kreis umstrickt. Listen to that again. Okay. Let's sing that together. Wo mich after 1 and 1. Wo mich des Lebens wilde Kreis umstrickt. Off on the bar line just as with everyone else. Now, up to the B flat here, so it's 1. Hast du mein Herz zu warmer Liebe entzünden? Mostly B flat with one little bit of chromatic descent. So it's 1. Okay, leaning again on Lieb and Zunden. Hast du mein Herz? After 1 and 1. Hast du mein Herz zu warmer Liebe entzünden? Now this is the really nice bit, tenors. We've kind of been just hovering around the mid-range here now. Okay, it's a little bit, just a hint in this arrangement. Da 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 da, a little bit of Nessun Dorma, just a little tickle of it. Okay, so it goes. Hast mich in einer bessere Welt entrückt. Let's sing that together, please, tenors, from Hast mich. 2, 3. Hast mich in einer bessere Welt entrückt. Lovely, and then in einer bessere Welt entrückt. Listen. With me, and in einer bessere Welt entrückt. and make sure you warm that last three notes as you're below, above, and then landing on the third of the chord, which warms it so importantly. Okay, to the beginning tenors, your line in the first verse. Then we're going to look at the basses. I need to geek out a bit with you in the harmony part. We need to look at a little bit of difference in the second verse, and then we can sing the whole thing through. And I promise you, this is worth it. It is gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to put the tenors front and center, and this is your sing through. Enjoy. Your breath is. Deep breath. Hast du mein Herz zu warmen Leben zunden, hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt, in eine bessere Welt entrückt. Dun, 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 dun. This chord, honestly. Lovely. Oh, hang on, tenors. Getting ahead of ourselves. So let's go back to the top and look at the bass line, everyone. So just let me do that. If you haven't had a drink recently, please do hydrate. It is very important. This bloke on the internet I keep watching keeps saying hydration is very important. And you know what they say? I heard it on the internet, so it must be true. Basses, you can see here, you've actually got quite an active line. That's kind of to reflect the fact that the bass line of the original piano part is a really integral line. It's almost a counterpoint to the vocal line. So it is one. Du holde Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden. Okay, listen to that again. Okay, let's sing that after 1, 3, 4, 1. Du holde Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden. And then, wo mich des Lebens will der Kreis umstrickt. Listen to those notes. Really nice line. Make it really velvety basses. Okay. After 1, wo mich, and 1. Wo mich des Lebens will der Kreis umstrickt. Hast du mein Herz. Let's look at that first. So, hast du mein Herz. After 1 and 1. Hast du mein Herz. Carrying on. Zu warmer Lieb entzunden. So listen to that again. Zu warmer Lieb. 2, 3. Zu warmer Lieb entzunden. And then. Hast mich in eine bessere Welt entrückt. So this is following the fact the bass line itself on the piano is going up into the mid register, so it's getting quite passionate, hasn't it? Climbing up by semitone. It's one of the great moments in this song. You think, wow, he's gone to the minor. More on that in a minute. Okay, hast mich. Ready, basses, upbeat to 15. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Hast mich in einer... Excuse me. Sorry, let's try that again. 2, 3. Hast mich in einer bessere Welt entrückt. You think, okay, how's he going to get back to the home key? Well, the use of diminished chord. In einer bessere Welt entrückt. Listen. Sing it with me. And in einer bessere Welt entrückt. Gorgeous. So let's do that bass line from the top, everybody. Then we just put the basses front and center. Put the tenors over there. No one puts the tenors in the corner, but I do. Okay, from the top, bassos, here we go. Enjoy yourselves. Deep breath, and Du holde Kunst in wie viel grauen Stunden. And one. Wo mich des Lebens will der Kreis umstrickt. Deep breath basses, and one. Hast du mein Herz so warme Liebessunden, and hast mich in einer bessere Welt entrückt, in einer bessere Welt entrückt. There we go. So before we sing it all the way through, allow me just a moment of just geeking out and worshipping really the incredible genius that is Franz Schubert. What he's written here in this little bit of joining material, it's the only time we really hear it, is in this middle point and at the very end. It's just a tune. Now, if you actually simplify that, that's just... And really, it's just down the scale, a really simple pattern. But what he's done by just hanging the center of the scale, hanging it back 1/2 beat, you get suspensions, which just creates beauty. And he does it again, slightly weaker. And then he saves the best suspension, which is this chord. Now, it should be that chord, but he's put a C in, which is a really, it brightens the sound. This is a dark sort of Beethovenian sound. This is a Schubert sound. Listen to the difference. Beethoven, Schubert. It's just slightly brighter, and then bringing us home. It's exquisite. When you listen to it later on, just marvel. In 4 bars, he manages to do more exquisite harmony work than most of his contemporaries. It's incredible. Now, when we get to the second verse of Hat ein Seufzer, deine Hafenflossen, the music is the same. Ein süßer, heiliger Akkord von dir, den Himmel bessere, Seiten mir erschlossen, du holder Kunst. This is the bit that's slightly different. In bar 15, there's a comma. And because we're going to get even bigger than in the first verse, du holder Kunst, breath, ich danke dir dafür. And then, beloved art, I thank you. Du holde Kunst, ich danke dir. Smile and sing with all the gratitude and love that you have for the art of music. Those of you that are long-term members of Home Choir, whether you've just joined us, we all love music. And so let's say thank you to this incredible art that we love so much by singing Schubert's Hymn of Love, his lied, his song, composed in the early 19th century. A little note, those of you who like a bit of trivia, this piece was performed by the pianist Gerald Moore at the end of a special concert when he retired. He actually played at Carnegie Hall, and he accompanied musicians like Dietrich Fischer-Dieskau, you know, incredible musicians, and Elizabeth Schwartzman, you know, absolutely amazing. And at the end of the concert, his very last thing he ever played in public, he came out and he played a solo piano version of Die Musik to say thank you to the art, and then he retired, which I think is wonderful. So we're going to sing it all the way through with all the parts now, and we'll sing both verses, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget the thumbs up. Here is Die Musik. there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, everyone here on Home Choir. That is the SATB version of Schubert's Die Musik, and what an absolutely gorgeous arrangement it is. Thank you to Paul Stetsenka, who has posted that on cpdl.org. You can find the score in the description, and we'll be seeing that in its entirety on Sing Sunday this week at 11 a.m. UK time here on YouTube. We'll be streaming it, and we'll be really loving, I think, the joy of music. And if you do sing with a face-to-face choir and you think that would be a nice arrangement for my choir to do, please do recommend it to your conductors, and do point your fellow choristers in the direction of this channel so they can learn it and save all that boring note bashing time in your choir rehearsals. And I look forward to seeing you again on Friday afternoon. Take care, folks. All the best. Bye.